Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 3, 2. You just said it, man. I just know. 2. All
we
right.
got 2.
Oh my gosh. I forgot that quick. You guys have to understand when we first are about to do the show, Tim always tells us what episode it is.
Yes.
And I forgot in that short a time. How you guys doing? It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is great. Edward.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we got to start like this, unfortunately. We done lost a real one this week, y'all.
Yeah, we did.
We done lost a real one. Here's the thing, though. We knew it was coming, right?
95, man.
Yeah.
95
is a life well lived. Rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Yes.
Man,
Amen
oh man.
to that.
What a full life he lived.
Right? And talk about leaving behind a legacy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to go on for so long after we're gone. And I can't wait for the documentary.
Oh, yeah. That'll be great.
I hope he gets the Mr. Rogers treatment.
Absolutely.
I want the real documentary and then Tom Hanks to play him.
Yes.
Won't you be my Avenger? That will be the name of it.
Exactly. Anyways.
But thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
We lost Stan Lee this week. That is a bummer. But, it's kind of one of those things. It was funny. I was in a pawn shop today and the guy, it's funny. I guess because I live kind of in video game news, that I feel like I saw this, I think 3 or 4 hours after maybe it actually, the news kind of broke. But I was in a pawn shop and somebody was just telling someone like, guys, Stan Lee died. And it was really weird because one of the other guys was like, what's funny? I was just wondering, like, man, it's going to be a really sad day when Stan Lee dies because he's 95 years old. So we know it's got to be around the corner.
Yeah.
And so it's just, my thoughts go out to his family. I don't know. Was he married or anything like that? I don't know if his
wife had died like the summer before.
That's what I thought. I thought I remembered his wife dying. And so, I'm just glad that he got to see the fruits of his labor.
Amen. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And his cameo went out on a high note with Infinity War. I mean, that's pretty good.
Exactly. And so they'll probably, I think, and maybe it'll be off color. I don't know. You guys tell me. But I think that like they might give him one more.
I hope
like
so.
CG.
I think
they may have already done it.
Well, I was going to say they probably already filmed it.
Yeah, I think he was probably in whatever the next Spider-Man is, like actual live action.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, man, I would love to get that "Won't You Be My Neighbor" treatment on him. I think that would be incredible.
Yes, he did have a daughter, JC. And so, that's right. His wife died last year. So, hey, Stan, you did good, brother. You did good.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
You did good. I saw that picture that Stancil put up of when they got to meet him.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, lots of great pictures being shared. Not just of people that got to meet him, which is also great, but also like just like stuff that he did, and then like quotes that he had and whatnot, and a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
It was cool too because the pictures the people posted, you could tell were taken like at cons or some sort of event where they had to wait in a line, and he doesn't look tired in any of them. He looks happy in all of them.
Yes, I totally agree. Man, oh man. Life well lived. You can only hope to go out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, we're not all going to leave as big a footprint as Stan Lee, but you hope that in your little world, you leave something behind that
definitely
lives on beyond you. Edward?
Yes.
Are we in the same state?
Yes, we are.
A little jealous right now.
Welcome to Tennessee.
That's right.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be here.
What are you doing here?
We are in Gatlinburg at the top of the Smoky Mountains.
Oh, beautiful.
On purpose?
On purpose, yes. Sarah's dad rented a cabin for... we're here with her dad and his wife, and Sarah's her two brothers, his wife's son is here, so kind of like a big family. He rented this huge. It's technically called a cabin, but it is a 3-story monstrosity of an amazing place.
Really? Love it. That's amazing.
It's so cool. Yeah, it's really nice. It's been a really nice time, and we got here Sunday, and it's just been a nice time of just. You know what you're supposed to do in a cabin? Just relaxing, games,
good, man.
Talking, fireplaces,
good,
exploring, that kind of a thing. So it's been a really nice time.
Not about the exploring part, but yeah, everything else sounds good.
I'm down with the exploring yet. I did
I'm
explore
totally
with
down with the exploring part.
It's too cold to be exploring right now, man.
Come on, man.
No, man, you put on a jacket.
Exactly.
They make those.
That's right. They make those. Or an MTTG hoodie, perhaps.
There you go.
That's right.
Hey. Is this like a pre-Thanksgiving kind of family get-together, or was that the intention?
It wasn't the intention, just more of, hey, let's have a family get-together. Does this week work for everyone? It does. And then we kind of realized after, oh, wow, it's really close to Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So...
That's great, though, man.
Yeah, it's nice. Each night, a different guest is kind of providing dinner and making dinner. So last night, Sarah's brother made some really good ravioli. Tonight, her other brother made a really good soup and a nice warm soup, chowder soup. And tomorrow night, Sarah's dad's taking everyone out to eat at a nice place. And then we had Thursday, and we had said, we're going to make pizza. We don't know how to make anything, so we're just going to order pizza for everybody, and everyone's like, "That's totally fine."
Yeah.
And then but then tonight we found out, oh no, the stepbrother he bought a bunch of frozen pizzas this morning, so we have to do something else. So
you totally should have ordered and brought with you 5 HelloFreshes. And
I was going to say, can HelloFresh deliver quickly?
Yeah, exactly.
So, this is an emergency.
We're going to scramble and see what we can't come up with. So
I say you guys called it. That's not fair.
That's what the underground rumbling was you guys totally called pizza. But
the underground rumbling.
Yes.
I love it. Looks like everyone's having cereal for dinner.
Exactly.
That's
right.
Hey, I'd be fine with that.
I'd be totally down with that, man.
Exactly.
Hot dog sandwiches.
Hot dog sandwiches. That's right. It's been good. Before we left, I've been playing the mess out of Lego DC Supervillains. I got the platinum for it.
Yes. Man, now you're on the platinum train. I mean, this is nice.
And I'm very close to the platinum for Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, man.
I'm on the Lego platinum train is really what it is.
There you go.
And Sarah, I introduced her to Batman Arkham Asylum, and she is loving that.
Oh, nice.
What? Really?
She's a huge Batman fan, and she really liked the Spider-Man game. And I thought, you know what? I think these Arkham games you're really going to like.
Very similar. That's
Yeah,
right,
man.
At least the fighting style.
Yes. So she's really liking that. And then, gaming-wise, since we've been here, we've been playing card games, The Last of Us, Red Dead Redemption 2. Sarah's brother's been playing. Been introducing people to the VR. Her other brother's been playing a lot of Spider-Man. He started playing that, got to the Stan Lee part today, and it was like, hit everyone like, oh, wow, nice cameo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been really nice, kind of a nice mix of gaming and hanging out time, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been really nice. It's been a very nice, relaxing week so far.
Good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So will there be a no work Friday? That's all great and all, but will there be a no work Friday?
You do have a
Asking for a
PlayStation
friend.
with you, and you are on the internet right now, so...
There will, in that I will not be doing a no work Friday.
That's very true.
I will
Good
be
for
no
you,
working,
man.
So
No
it sounds
problem.
like a rerun.
Yeah, good for you,
That's
brother.
exactly what it's going to be. So yes.
There you go.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad
But
you're
yeah, it's
able to
been a good
relax
night.
and have fun.
Yeah. It's been really nice.
When do you head home?
We actually, on the 17th is when we're done here, and that's when we'll actually go to North Carolina to see Mom for a few days, and then we will be home on the
good.
20th. So, yeah,
There you
it'll
go.
be nice. Yeah, it'll be good.
Nice little trippy trip.
Yeah,
I'll
very
take
nice
you a
indeed.
little trippy trip. All right.
Well, all right then.
What just happened? What just happened?
I don't know.
Chris,
Yes.
what's going on with you?
How's your trippy
Stacey
trip?
is home.
Nice,
The
all
trippy
right.
trip that was involved with us is over because Stacey's
Yay.
homie home.
Yay!
That's right.
Yeah, she came home today. I went and picked her up from the airport a little bit earlier in the afternoon. She came pretty much, I feel like I've said this before, but she comes home and she crashes.
Yeah.
And so she crashed while I went back up to work and took care of some things. And then when I got home, I brought home dinner for us. And she woke up, we had dinner, did a couple of things, watched a few little things on TV, and then she went and crashed again.
Wow.
Yeah, so she'll be out. She's going to have tomorrow off, and then I think she goes back in on Thursday.
There you go.
And she'll go in Thursday and Friday. And then I believe we are in the office all next week. And when I say all week, I mean like Monday through Wednesday. We're off Thursday and Friday for the holiday and whatnot. I don't think we're taking off any time, but it'll be a short week, so it'll be over before you know it. And then get going on with all the festivities. We're going to be having 2 Thanksgivings in a way because we'll be going to my mom's, but her parents are going to be coming all down here to visit us on Friday, so that'll be really nice. We haven't had like a holiday event here at the house, the newer house yet, so that'll be a lot of fun. As terms of when she was still gone over this past weekend, I had another. It wasn't really like a game night with friends, but more like just a gathering with friends where we just ate and hung out and everything like that. But it was a lot of fun, so that was really cool. And then on Sunday, I just did a lot of the kind of tidying up the last minute stuff. Yes, I do. Whenever Stacey's gonna be home pretty quickly.
Exactly.
Last minute honeydew
I need to go ahead and
list.
tidy up and kind of clean up some of this stuff.
You're like, Alexa, play Flight of the Bumblebee.
There you go. You got to have the right pacing music. I'm glad that you realized that.
I totally
of course.
understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't clean up to Luther Vandross.
Well, I mean, you could, but it'd just take a little while.
You wouldn't get
Be a little weird.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it out of the bedroom.
Hey, yo.
But that's pretty much been it. Just that, and then playing lots of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
So I finished tonight the last bits of the story ish kind of thing. So
What?
well, I thought I had finished the story earlier in the week.
You had bits and ish in one sentence. That's a
bits
lot
ish.
of loose ends.
So here's the
It's a lot of
deal.
ish.
The story, and I don't really feel like this is too spoilery or spoilery at all, really. But if you want to know nothing about AC, maybe skip ahead just a little bit. But the story kind of branches into 3 different pillars, if you will. So now there's this part of the story, there's this part of a story, and this other part of a story. But it's not completely clear in the beginning that they're all necessarily tied together. So I was like, okay, I'm feeling like, Pillar A is really like the main story of the campaign, if you will. So I finished that one. And then it's like, well, wait, there might be some elements in this other one. So then I finished the second one. And then tonight it was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish out this third one because if there's anything story related, I just want to have it done. So I finished that one out tonight. And they did all kind of tie in together, but I think my assumption was right that I think what people are going to consider like the main story or main quest is going to be that first one that I finished out. So I finished that earlier in the week, but then I was finishing out some of these other things. And I'm really not that far away from the platinum on it, so I think I'm going to go for it, but I don't think I'm going to go for it like right away. I think I'm going to finally, put this aside for a little bit because I want to jump into Red Dead Redemption and get that ball going. But I don't feel like it's like Spider-Man, which this kind of stinks because I haven't jumped into the any of the DLC for Spider-Man yet, and I really want to.
Oh, yeah.
But Spider-Man, I feel a little bit of like trepidation that when I go back in, it's going to take me a while to get used to everything again. I don't feel like if I set down Assassin's Creed and then come back to it, I don't feel like it's going to be hard for me to get right back into it.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of dependent on how different the controls are from Red Dead or whatever game I'm playing right before Assassin's Creed. But I feel like there's not nearly as much going on. I didn't feel that way with Assassin's Creed as there was with Spider-Man. So I feel like it's something I can pick up maybe closer to the December, like Christmas time, that holiday time, and then I can finish it out because I have like 13 trophies left, but there's like 6 of them that are like, oh, just do 1 or 2 little things and I've got it. I'm not very far off from it. So there's really only like a few that I may need to do 4 or 5 steps to complete.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of fun. When I hit my last save this evening, right before I closed it down, I just looked at the time counter. I'm just under 85 hours on it.
Nice.
So,
dude.
Oh, wow.
Well done.
Way more than it continues to kind of blow my mind that I really did I pretty much just bought this game like on a whim, and to have got so hooked into it and enjoyed and spent so much time with it is just like, man, that's one of the really cool things about gaming is whenever, you take a chance on something and it just totally pays off.
Yeah.
So I was really happy with it. I'm fairly confident that it will be brought up as we get down the road towards our end of the year, game of the year talk somewhere.
Nice.
So it's going to be
very nice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be there.
I love that
great.
because
Yeah,
it was
that's
kind of
great,
like it was a
man.
little touch and go to start.
That
Yeah.
makes me happy. Makes
Exactly.
me very,
That's
very
great,
happy.
man.
Yeah.
I love that too.
So that's it. That was the only game that I've been playing.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Nice.
Tim Router,
Yes, sir.
what it do with you?
Man, I got Piper's topic of the week, and it's her field trip, which is tomorrow. She's very excited for it. They're going down to the Children's Science Museum with her class, and so Mama's going down with her.
I did that
'cause
one
she's-
last year.
Yeah, because she's a room mom, and so she's going to help.
What is
escort
that? What's a
all the
room
children.
mom?
It's like somebody who helps out the teacher, like
Exactly,
sends out
helps out the
emails.
teacher.
and shit
Oh,
like that.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, basically like a mini assistant, as it were.
Mhm.
So it was. So that's happening tomorrow. So she's excited for that. And man, it's just been a lot for poor Lauren. I mean, she hasn't had a day off. On Friday was like her first day off in like 3 weeks because she's been working. We had lost a full-time girl right at the end of October. She moved back to Dallas, and man, it happens sometimes with retail where it's just like, okay, I'm done with this job, and it's right before the holidays.
That's
which is
right.
right during the busy time. So Lauren was scrambling. We found a part-timer at least, and so we've got our other full-time girl. So she's had to work weekends now, and I feel bad for her because she feels like she's not being a good mom and not being around. I'm like, babe, don't you worry about it. This is like your prime time. You go do your thing, and I'll take care of the things for Piper and everything. And you get home when you get home. This is your time to shine.
Yeah, holidays,
especially
boy.
for your business, man. It's crazy and it's hectic and it's chaotic, but it's kind of fun at the same time too.
Of course.
And it's just exciting, and there's a lot going on, and so it's never a dull moment, that's for sure. So this past weekend, she had another big balloon install, and then we went to a charity event in downtown Nashville for Crohn's disease. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation do this event, and it was pretty cool. It was like all blackjack tables, and I love the feel of chips. It's just so much fun, and we were playing blackjack for a good cause. One of our friends, they invited us to it, and their daughter has Crohn's disease, which is like a digestive disease.
My brother has it.
Yeah, and it's what 1 to 3 point. I think it's about over 3.5 million people get Crohn's and colitis or colitis disease. And so yeah, it was great, and it's always good just to hang out with friends, and especially for charity. It was a fun event, so we were able to do that, which was nice. And Piper stayed with Mimi and Pop Pop, so we had a little date night out of it, and it was a good time. And yeah, man, just kind of running and gunning now, getting prepared for Thanksgiving. Fortunately, we're not hosting it. We're going to Mimi and Pop Pop's house. But then Lauren's, at the store on Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, and that's probably when we'll be decorating our house for Christmas. And I can't believe I'm saying that.
I know.
Like Thanksgiving is freaking next week. I don't believe it.
That's crazy, man.
And next thing you know, it's Christmas. So yeah, it's just been nuts. On the gaming front, man. I think me and Overwatch are gonna we're gonna take a little break for a little bit between each other. No, it's not a bad thing. We both recognize that there are other games out there, and we like to game around. So we need to. I need to kind of I need to get into some AC Odyssey big time, and so I got the stopping point for me was I got to level 50 at Overwatch, so I really moved on that. And really wanted to get to that point. So I'm at a great point where I can kind of just sit back for a little bit before the winter event happens. And then, and now I'm just really itching. And Chris, especially now that you're that far into the game and that you loved it, I'm like, oh, I've got to start playing this game now, because this is right up my alley. So, that's not to say I'm not going to keep playing with some of our community members. It was able to jump on with Lem for a little bit. The other night, and it's just, man, it's just so much fun to be with our great community and be able to just pop in whenever we can and do our thing, and it's awesome. So so we're just gonna take a little break. I'm gonna start Odyssey probably tomorrow, and really just get
Nice.
going on that because that's really what I want to do.
Nice.
And man,
I think you're gonna dig it.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I loved Origins. I platinumed Origins. I'm hoping to platinum this one. I'm going to take my time on this one because I don't have a ton of other games that I'm very excited about in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to kind of stretch out AC Odyssey. I will probably pick up Spider-Man when it goes on sale, probably. I'm assuming we're going to get to some Black Friday deals, and maybe that's a good opportunity for me to pick up Spider-Man then. But yeah, I'm taking my time on this, and I can't wait to just dive in. But man, that's pretty much it for me. Very very hectic yet boring all at the same time.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Nice.
it works.
That's how life goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mr. Patillo, sir, the
Yeah.
tour is done?
No.
No. Okay, great.
I leave tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But this is the last leg, isn't it? Or
It's the last weekend. Yes. It was a short
Okay.
tour.
Okay,
just
I
good.
knew it was
weekends
close.
long.
I knew
Yes.
we were close.
And so, we've got a couple cities remaining. I think we're going down to Louisiana. I don't actually know where all we'll be at. Let me just do it. I'm going to run down. Lafayette, Beaumont, Texas, Midland, Texas, and then Shreveport, Louisiana again. So kind of working some of the smaller markets to, it's funny because it's kind of a test run for us for doing these new songs of Toby's. I think we're doing 5 or 6 of the new songs off the new album. And then we might implement 2 more to where we get to around 7 or 8 for the big show that comes, in February, March, and April on the Hits
Right.
Deep tour. So, hopefully hoping to finish strong. It's been going good. It's definitely different performing in theaters. Number one, they're beautiful. It's not like you're just in arenas every night. And so we've been fortunate enough to be in some theaters that have been rehabbed over the last couple of years. And so you just kind of sit there on stage and you're like, golly, this place is beautiful. It's smaller settings. So, last tour, I think we averaged around 7,000 something people a night. And then this one, I think the biggest place we're playing is like 2,200 people. And so,
oh, wow.
And so for us, it feels way more intimate, way smaller. It's cool to be able to kind of test stuff out on these audiences, and we're doing some stuff that we haven't done in a long time. Some songs we haven't done in years and years and years. So that's been fun. This weekend was particularly fun because I got to meet up with Jared Orr and Derek Putnam.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Nice.
So great. I'm so glad that we got to kind of carve out a couple hours to go hang out and sit and talk. And, we've obviously talked about Jared a bunch before, but Derek I met earlier this year as well. And then so for all 3 of us to be able to hang out and go to a game store and everything like that was really cool. I picked up Ni no Kuni 2 actually while we were with them.
Oh, look at
I
you.
don't know if you guys remember, but I played the first one and loved it. And so I bought this one. Here's the problem I'm having.
Oh, no.
It's not necessarily the game, but what I found was that I get really embarrassed playing JRPGs in public. Like,
really?
You mean like on the
bus?
On the bus or whatever?
Yeah, it's like
funny.
It feels different when somebody walks in and out and I'm playing like The Last of Us or Assassin's Creed. But when you're playing this thing when like mice and rats and cats are talking and stuff like that, it just kind of like,
oh yeah,
people are like, what's this? You know what I mean? You're like, nothing. It's just nothing. Don't worry about it.
no Lantern Nose. Is he in this one again?
I haven't seen him yet, but
but I mean that I can imagine somebody walking in like, what's up with that dude?
Exactly. It's very different so far. I'm only in it like maybe 45 minutes or an hour and a half.
That's funny.
So it's very different from the first one so far. It's not turn-based combat. It's it's just kind of button mashing and things like that. But they still have some of those RPG elements in the fighting where you do kind of need to think ahead a little bit, and it's not like Spider-Man or Batman where you're like just get them and have to remember all these crazy combos on the buttons. But
right.
So I'm liking it, but I'm kind of like playing it, looking over my shoulder. I know that sounds terrible, and like I should be like proud of all the games I play. It just like looks so ridiculous.
Isn't that what most of them expect all video games to look like anyhow?
Well, it's weird because on the road I've played a lot of like what they've seen at least is like NBA 2K and The Last of Us, and they saw me playing Mass Effect and things like that. So it's like a little bit more realistic looking, human looking. You know, Mass Effect had aliens, but it looked so good that you kind of forgave it, you know? And so this one just like, it's got me feeling weird. I don't know why. It's terrible.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's
That's
got me
funny.
feeling weird. So I'll probably play it more when I get home.
That's really funny. It's like your secret little thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know,
exactly.
right?
Nothing.
Secret lover.
Exactly. We got to give a shout out because we got 2 people on this podcast that's got vets for families in their families. So got to give a shout out to the veterans that we had Veterans Day this last weekend.
definitely.
Amen. Yes.
Thank you guys so much for your service, your continued service. Those that are not serving anymore, thank you so much for your sacrifice. You help make this country amazing in the place that it is. As much as people complain, I don't see many people complaining and leaving. Most people complain and stay. You know what I mean? This place is terrible. America's going down the toilet. It's like, well, you should move. Well, I'm not going to do all that. It's just.
Well, no, just hold on now.
Yeah, exactly. It's not jumping to conclusion. I'm just saying. We
Mind
can
your
fix
business. I'm just talking here.
Exactly.
Mind your business. I'm just talking here.
That's good. I like that.
You're like, you're sharing your opinion. How can I mind my business and listen at the same time? So I've been playing with Neebs. Me and Neebs jumped into Jackbox Fridays this last week.
Nice.
I actually brought a third person with me. Ed was calling him Bramey the whole time. It's actually B. Ramey, but
What?
he jumped. He was with
Bramey.
us. He was, because what happened was the last Friday I had kind of like been just playing Ed's stream from Jackbox and kind of getting the guys sort of interested. And so when the next week came, I was like, hey man, my buddy's streaming again. Do y'all want to jump in there and play? And they were like, yeah. And so it was fun.
Nice.
That 3 of us
That's
were all
awesome.
huddled around my PC watching Ed, and you know,
so
and then
great.
you have video games jumping in, then Neebs jump in, and then Bramey jump in. And, and it was a good
That's so
time.
funny because whenever a new name comes in that I don't know, I just have my hand like hovering on the censor button. I'm like, all right, Bramey, you better behave yourself.
That's right. Here we go.
Yeah, better
And
watch
done.
your mouth. Yeah. So no, he was with me, so there was nothing to worry
awesome.
about. But it's fun because Madverse City,
Oh my gosh.
in the newest one, just brings so many. Like, you have no idea when I'm playing it in the dressing room. There's at least 3 people watching. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
funny.
it's just so funny. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the robots and the way they did it is just so perfect.
It's genius.
Yeah, and if you get at least 3 pseudo people that can rhyme in there and that are, you know, can kind of get the job done, it turns into a really funny thing without having to be really funny. Like,
Yes.
the jokes don't have to be so smart, but just if you can rhyme something well and say something coherent, it just kind of
It goes a long way.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really cool.
So that was really fun. And then Neeb showed me this game that came out last year, actually. It's called Speedrunners. And we played it. And that junk, it's like $10, I think. It was so
nice.
fun.
Really?
I don't know the backstory, but you're like, there's a map. And there's 4, I'm going to explain this terribly. There's 4 characters. They're all dressed up kind of like they're superheroes. And you just have to run a race around this map. So the race, it goes to the right. You run, jump, and then start heading back to the left. And then you come back around into a big circle or an oval. But there's like, obviously, there's power-ups you can get to like a grappling hook to grab somebody and bring them back. There's, you know, speed boost.
Nice.
There's crates that you have to jump over. And
Well,
so
clearly, this is like a top-down kind of a game.
it's
though,
actually
isn't
a platformer, like side-scrolling style.
Oh, nice.
And so,
Very cool.
like, the faster you go, you know, if you fall off the screen, then you die. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like you lose
Right.
that round.
Yep.
And then on the extra hard levels, the screen starts shrinking. Oh my gosh. It was
Wow.
so-
That's stressful.
It was so intense and so fun. So I like can't wait to get back on the road just to play that.
Nice.
With him. It was really fun. I just love getting shown a new game that you've never heard of, and it'd be super
Yeah.
fun. That's the best. Man, I think that's about it. I did a lot of talking. Shoot.
You're fine.
But
man.
yeah, last weekend of the tour, I've only been playing Clash Royale and Pokemon Quest when I'm here at the house. Dr. Mario with the wifey.
Nice.
So
Very
yeah,
nice.
that's been about it. Whoa.
And then that's it. Like for the rest of this year, right? Or do you have a few spot dates?
Unfortunately, we do have one spot date in mid-December, but it's here in town. We've done it once before. We go and play at the jail.
Right.
For some of the inmates there and share with them. So we'll go do that. But then like right after Christmas, and this is going to be a little struggling even to be on the show that week, but we have 5 shows between Christmas and New Year's.
What?
Wow.
So it's like boom, 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 boom. And so it's like 2 in Gatlinburg, and then we go away to do one, and then come back to Gatlinburg to do one, and then go somewhere else. It's going to be a mess. But
wow.
But pretty much after this weekend, I'm home until Christmas. So that's
great,
really
man.
great.
Good.
So I'm trying to enjoy it. Jenny's actually leaving town. She's going to be going down they're doing like a Christmas silos thing down in Waco where Chris and Stacy have seen us before. So
Wait, when is she doing that?
She's going down there on the 6th of December. So she'll be down there between the 6th and the 9th. And so that's going to be really cool.
Oh, man.
Are you out of town?
Well, we're actually, that weekend before, that Monday is our Damien Rice concert in Austin, so we'll be going through Waco.
Ooh.
But we'll be coming back on the 4th because we have to do stuff at work the 5th and 6th. It's like, man, that'd be perfect because we could just stroll right into Waco and be like, what up?
I know. She would love to see you guys,
Dang
too.
it, man.
Oh, man. So she's super excited to be going and doing that, and so that'll be fun. Okay, I'm done. Router.
Yes, sir.
You got it?
I got it, Gabby Gabs.
Thank you. Well, let's do it!
That was a very great amount of talking for you, Gabe, so don't worry about it. You did great.
I appreciate it. I feel like I
Don't ever apologize for talking too much.
All right.
All right, here we go. New releases. I don't remember if I mentioned this last week or not. I feel like I've said it before, but Hitman 2 is out this week, November 13th.
That's
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I thought I saw it last week. But
Well, we talked about it.
Things.
You talked about it coming out. I don't think you said it was out, but you talked about it coming out.
November 13th, Hitman 2, PC, PS4, and Xbox One. SNK 40th Anniversary Collection for the Switch. Correction / collection for the Switch. Spyro Reignited Trilogy for the PS4, Xbox One. Shadow of the Tomb Raider DLC, The Forge for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And the big one this week, Fallout 76.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's not the big one.
PS4, Xbox One.
Is it not the big one?
14th.
No.
What's the big one?
No.
The big one is Runner 3 on PlayStation 4. Hello.
Hey, hey-o.
That's awesome.
There you go.
I am really glad that that's coming out for you finally.
So am I.
Yeah, you're going to be excited. Let's see. Civilization 6 for the Switch on November 16th, and Pokemon's Let's Go Pikachu.
And Let's Go Eevee, probably, right?
And Let's Go Eevee.
Let's
November
all go
16th
together
for the Switch.
Yes.
We did have one oops from our boy Jeff. Here we go. Adjust glasses. The Zero suit is indeed what Samus wears under her Varia, or Vare, whatever. It originated from Metroid Zero Mission, which is the best 2D Metroid game in my opinion. Is a remake of the original Metroid on Game Boy Advance. When you beat the final boss of the original Metroid, she wrecks shop with Samus, and the Vare suit falls apart. Samus, right?
Samus.
And I got it. And the Vare suit falls apart, leaving her down to the Zero suit. All of a sudden, she becomes crazy fast and ninja-like, as the suit is clearly made of a bunch of heavy stuff. As you complete the new stuff added to the game in Zero Mission, she retains the speed while getting her powers back, and that entire part of the game is one of my favorite things in video games. After that game released, Zero Suit Samus was added to Smash Brothers, and it is a fan favorite because she has many of the Samus abilities, but is crazy fast. Brie Larson dressed up as Zero Suit
Samus,
as she is seen in Smash Brothers, which is where she is most widely known from. Whoa, Jeff, that was a whole lot.
And it wasn't an oops.
Yeah, that's what you guys talked about, wasn't it? That
after all that,
the suit underneath.
Yeah,
he just put it there. He was probably just expounding upon what we didn't know about. But I think I said that the suit was under the suit. But after that, we didn't know anything.
Okay, perfect. Well,
so was it always blue? The suit? Man, that's why I don't feel like I recognize it, because I don't remember ever seeing her in a blue suit. Granted, I didn't play the games, but...
Well, that would be a dead giveaway if I wouldn't have seen it.
Well, but I'm saying, like, I've watched the games, I've played it, I've gone over to my friend's house when they're playing and all these kinds of stuff like that. I just don't ever remember her being in a blue suit, like skin-tight looking kind of suit.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there you have that.
Well, there it is. So, not really an oops, just more of an expansion.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff, for that. You are certainly a nerd, and we appreciate that.
Yes, we need. It takes us all.
Exactly. No MPD this week. We'll have it next week, hopefully before Thanksgiving, which is great for October. Back to you, gentlemen.
I wanted to say too, Chris, because you love Runner so much, I think you would really like this Speedrunners game.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not going to say it's kin, but like it kind of gave me those same feels.
Gotcha.
Like just that fast action, running, dodging, jumping, and doing the thing. And it's a little
that's just the name of the game, Speedrunners?
Speedrunners.
Speedrunners.
Yep, that's right. You want to kick us off with something? Or are you looking that up?
No. I was just writing it down for later, because I will forget what we talked about.
Exactly.
So over the weekend, Microsoft had announced that they have acquired 2 more studios to add to their lineup of developers that they have over there. Exile Entertainment, makers of Wasteland 2 and The Bard's Tale 4.
Yep.
Which I've not heard of. I think I've heard of Wasteland 2, but I've not heard of the other one. And then
I've heard of Bard's Tale. I've just not played any of their games.
Yeah, I've not played either of those or any other game that I'm aware of that they made. And then Obsidian Entertainment. They made some of the games like Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2, Fallout New Vegas, South Park, The Stick of Truth, Alpha Protocol, Pillars of Eternity. So I feel like that one is maybe, I don't know if you were saying the more premier of the 2, but I mean, either way, these are games that a lot of people really, really loved. And I think it's just shows more smart moves by Microsoft to continue to build up their stable, because that's been the one, I know that's probably been this generation's biggest knock against them, but I feel like you could easily make the case that even back in the 360 generation, like they didn't really have that much going on their in-house studios kind of situation. It's just that they were easily able to ride the train of Halo and Gears of War, and then throw in a Forza here and there. Plus they got almost all of the big marketing deals with like Call of Duty and all these other things like that kind of kept their mind share like with them. So good on them to continue on the acquisitions. I don't know if they're done or if they're going to continue on. I mean, they got a bunch of games they need to be financing right now with all these studios, so they have something to do. So we'll just have to kind of see how that goes.
That's right. Also at the XO 18, I guess is what that was that they had making all these announcements.
And it was I think it was in Mexico City or somewhere in Mexico.
Something like that.
Yeah, I didn't.
They talked about mouse and keyboard support coming to 14 titles, including Fortnite.
Wow.
And why that's a big deal is because go watch somebody with a controller play Fortnite and go watch somebody with mouse and keyboard play Fortnite. It is worlds different. I mean, we all know mouse and keyboard is master race. So it's just the speed at to which you can do things, especially in Fortnite. And if you watch some of these builders, these guys that build and edit the walls so fast, it's just undoable on the controller. It's just you can't do it. There's no way to do it that fast. And so I thought it was a big deal that I'm not really too familiar with some of these other games. Bomber Crew, Warface, Children of Morta, Minion Masters, DayZ, Warframe, Strange Brigade. Anyway, list of 14 of them. But when I saw Fortnite on the list, I was like, that is interesting, because that's going to change up the whole thing when it comes to people playing Fortnite on Xbox.
So I think if I remember right, because the PlayStation 4 has mouse and keyboard support, I think for a lot of their games, and I believe Fortnite is one of them. And I mean, I really hope I'm not screwing this up. There was some game that was a popular game where they had the mouse and keyboard, and I think it was Fortnite. But anyways, because they could detect that that's what you were using, they only teamed people playing on console with mouse and keyboard with PC or other console mouse and keyboard people.
Right.
So at least that way you wouldn't be like just totally destroying all these people with control. They clearly have no advantage. So if it was indeed Fortnite, if I'm remembering that correctly, I would assume it's going to be kind of a similar thing. So that's not to say you shouldn't give that a try if that's something you're totally into. You definitely should, but just know you're probably not going to have the unfair advantage that you might think you would. You know, I'm going to go up against these console fools with a Elite controller and I'm mouse and keyboard.
Yep. And I just wanted to stick with the XO18 just for a second.
Sure.
They announced 16 new games coming to Game Pass as well. PlayerUnknown's Battleground, Ori and the Blind Forest, and its sequel, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which I thought was awesome. And then Hellblade was coming, which made me be like, ooh, I will have to try that. And then they have Secret Neighbor, which I think is, I don't know if it's like a sequel or a little add-on to Hello Neighbor. It's a game I almost downloaded until I saw under the thing it said horror, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But like the game is you trying to sneak into your neighbor's house or get out or something like that, or having to get down to the basement or something. Anyway, it looks a little too scary for me, but I almost downloaded it.
It's not because of the animation style. It's not as scary as you might think it would be.
Really,
it's more just because it's more like, oh no, I gotta run. But it's not like it's the cartoon style. I played it for a little bit, and it almost makes it impossible to not be scared. It's just more like, oh no, he's after me, run away, kind of a thing.
Okay, so it's not like all jump scare like when he catches you.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Because the guy is silly looking. It's not like he's scary looking, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You would just think the tenseness of it all would get you a little jumpy.
Right.
And then I think at that same event, or it may have been a few days afterwards, but they also said that the new Crackdown 3 release date is February 15th, 2019. So
that's right.
I don't know for sure if it was at that XO18 event.
But
it was definitely around there. Yeah. So because I think that it was going to be a little bit later, or maybe it was a little bit ambiguous and just said February, so they nailed down a date. And it's going to be a little bit out of the way of some of the other slog of games that are going to be releasing in February.
Yeah, it'll be a week early.
By just a little bit. Skin of their teeth.
But it will be on Game Pass the day of release.
It's true.
Yeah.
So that's always nice.
It will indeed.
What else you got, Christopher?
So as we kind of said, I think we said this last week, but there was some speculation that PUBG was going to finally be coming to PlayStation 4. It has officially been announced. It's going to be dropping on December 7th. With pre-orders available on November 13th. It's pretty much going to be the same game. There's not really much different. There are going to be some exclusive little things like cosmetics and whatnot you can get. You can get a variety of different skins. Like you can have a skin where your character basically looks like Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series.
That's right.
Also, anybody who's played PUBG, one of the big items that you always get is a backpack, and you want to get is a backpack. And one of them that you can skin kind of thing that you can unlock for it is a backpack like Ellie's from The Last of Us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and there's going to be a couple of other specific little avatar pieces and stuff that you can get for your characters, or not for your characters, but for your in-game stuff like your little avatar and whatnot. So kudos to them. I don't really know what to expect with PUBG releasing now because, I feel like all of the air has been let out of that.
Yep.
Out of that balloon. So, but I'm sure there's still tons and tons of people playing it. But I don't really feel like it's going to make a huge dent, considering that Blackout and PUBG seem to be taking all of the battle royale mindshare right now. So we'll see. I hope they can do well because before I played H1Z1, I liked what I played when it was working, and I hear that it's gotten way better. I just haven't really gone back to it.
Yes. They didn't
At
have
least on Xbox. Yeah.
Their hook didn't set deep in enough. It didn't feel like to go back. So there's something I'm going to be trying to talk my wife into letting me buy at the end of this week. And it's the Super Mario Party Joy-Con bundle that's coming to Best Buy. It's the game Super Mario Party and the neon green and neon yellow Joy-Cons, both for $100. And so if you were to buy the game separate, it's, I think, $60, I think the game is. And then Joy-Cons are like $70 or something crazy. Yeah, Super Mario on Switch is $60. And then Joy-Cons are usually, I want to say they're $79.99. There's something crazy. Like they are so expensive. So to be getting both for $100, and I need a new pair anyway. And the kids would love the colors. And she said she would play this game with me. It just seems like.
Oh, I thought there was another
Yeah,
one.
sorry, there wasn't anymore. So I think this would be a good buy. And so that goes live on the 16th of November. So you can pre-order it now or buy it then. But $100 for the games and the Joy-Con. Man, that seems like a good deal to your boy. Yeah, Joy-Cons, the colorful ones, are $79.99.
Wow.
So you're getting the game for half off if you want to look at it like that. And I don't know if this works with Gamers Club or anything like that for those that still have that. But yeah.
Do you still have that? Is yours ran out yet?
Mine has not ran out yet, no.
Nice.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. I don't know when it does run out. I want to say it's sometime next year. I just don't know when. What else you got, Christopher?
So the last thing that I wanted to kind of touch on and see if you guys had taken a gander at this is we got the trailer for Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
And
did.
so has everybody watched it? I mean, Ed,
Nope.
I know you're out and about, so you may not have gotten a chance.
No.
I have watched it, yeah.
If I had the chance, I probably wouldn't.
Tim, have you watched it?
I have watched it, and I quite enjoyed it.
Nice.
I showed
I'm-
it to Amara today.
So, Gabe, what do you think?
Well, see, so I didn't know anything about Pokemon before we played Pokemon Quest. And so Pokemon Quest is my first Pokemon I've ever played. I mean, outside of Pokemon Go, but I think I played that for, a couple months and laid it down. So what's crazy is that playing with my kids, we've gotten really into evolving characters. And so for me, where I knew like 3 Pokemon's names a year ago, now I feel like I know 50 Pokemon's names and am familiar with it. And so for me, the only reason I watched it was to show Amara. I was like, oh, this dropped. She was sitting right there. I was like, oh, Boots, let me show you something. And so we watched the trailer together and watching her light up. And she goes, when it ended, she goes, well, I'm definitely seeing that. And so
that's funny.
Yeah. And so
That's great.
for me, I was like, yeah, I mean, we'll see that. It's Ryan Reynolds. He's amazing as, a voice actor and things like that. And so, it's not necessarily what Gabe would want to go see as a movie, but as a parent to a little girl who I've been playing Pokemon Quest with, it's a no-brainer. Like, we have to go see it.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
there was a couple clips in there where I was like, Pokemon doesn't even look like he's on that. I mean, Pikachu doesn't even look like he's on that thing. It looks like he's like cut and pasted in there. Like the shadows weren't done well yet, but that was
really?
Me picking some things apart.
I'm actually surprising myself totally all about it. I'm like, hey, yeah, I will totally go see this. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater.
I kind of felt
But
that
I was
way
like,
too.
I was really surprised how much, because I've seen it, I think, twice now. It's not like I've watched it over and over or anything, but I was like, this looks fun.
Yes.
I feel like I
right.
would have a good time with this.
Yes.
Chris, are you going to see it in the theater?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, let's not get crazy now.
I mean, maybe it depends. It's not till like sometime in 2019. So I mean, if it comes out and it's like
Summer.
around holidays and
Summer
I
of
have
2019.
people that want to,
Summer,
or Stacy
yeah.
wants to go see it, then yeah, I'll go see it. But I'm not going to be pushing hard to be like, yeah, let's go to the theater for this. But I will see
Okay.
it the minute I can at home if I end up not going to the theater.
Yeah.
I'll rent it, on iTunes or Vudu or whatever the heck.
It kind of looks like the kind of movie you'd want to see in the theater. You know what
Maybe,
I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
I will say
it's-
it was a little weird with, like, at first, just hearing Ryan Reynolds' voice as Pikachu. I was like, that's a little
That's
weird. But as
Deadpool.
it,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
right. But as it went on, I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is actually kind of perfect for him. Like, he's witty and quick, and like, yeah, I think that works. So,
Well, not only
I'm
that,
kind
the
of
fact
excited.
that it's like it's totally different and not what you would expect for the one person that can actually speak to him. I thought that I liked that kind of little twist
Yeah,
because
that
when
was
the
cool.
other lady in the street's like, "Oh, this is him," and he just sounds like the cute little Pika Pika. Yeah,
exactly.
I thought that was kind of funny.
And it looks like because it's Ryan Reynolds, the humor will kind of be, it won't be so G, which is, I think what parents always hope is, something like Shrek comes out and there's jokes in there for the parents where they're like, yeah, that's funny. I see where he's going with that. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he's going to bring kind of that to the table as well. Yeah, very cool. I'm glad you're excited, Chris. That's fun.
Yeah,
I know, right?
I'm just all kinds of surprises right now.
Yeah,
Loving
exactly.
AC Odyssey. Gonna go see a Pikachu movie in the theater, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
There you go. Hilarious.
What's crazier is seeing like all the realistic Pokemon. Like we've kind of always seen pictures on Twitter where somebody's like had done a real life rendering of like Mr. Mime and stuff like that. But like seeing him in the movie, you're like, yeah, he's gross looking. You know what I mean? Like, he's better as a cartoon.
I dig that. I dig that style, and that they didn't go too super cartoony with it.
Yeah, man, I like it. I'm with you. Well, the Game Awards are coming up in December.
Nice.
Chris, are you done? Because this is going to be my last thing.
Yeah. That was the last one I had.
So I thought we would take a look at some of the bigger categories that we might have an opinion about and say who we think should win real quick. I've only got a couple of them highlighted. If anybody wants to jump in with some.
Oh, we're picking our winners already, huh?
Well, I'm just going to read them off. Let's just pick them real quick.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Do you want to start with Game of the Year or work our way up to it?
Whatever you want to do, brother.
Okay, here we go. Best multiplayer game. Ready? Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, Sea of Thieves.
So
Fortnite
it's who we
all
want
the
to
way.
win or who we think will win?
No, I'm going who I'm thinking is going to
You can say either one. Who you think or who
I'm
who
thinking
you want to.
that Fortnite's going to clean house on that one.
That's right.
I do too. Yeah. And
I
I
think
think
they
that
will.
I would probably vote for them to win that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Totally agree. Best mobile game. I haven't heard of some of these, so
Yeah.
you guys might need to help me.
Diablo.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Donut County, Florence, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, and Reigns Game of Thrones.
I think the only one I haven't heard of is Reigns. I don't know anything about that one.
Wow. I got no opinion on that one. I don't know.
But
any of
I've
those
not
very well.
played any of those other ones.
Yeah, I've never even heard
Yeah.
of Donut City or Florence.
I think
Donut
Fortnite's
County.
going to take that one too because that's kind of your gateway to playing on console.
I mean, yeah. Which one is your sister playing again, Chris? It's Fortnite, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Florence is like a little narrative story, kind of not choose your own adventure, but like you follow the story, and I don't even know if you make choices, and I think you're just advancing. It's almost like a visual novel in a way.
Yes, I got you.
Yeah, but I've not played it.
All right. I don't know how to say all these people's names, so I'm just going to go with their characters. But I think we've been able, we can cover this one. Best performance. We got Connor from Detroit Become Human, Kratos, God of War, Cassandra, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Arthur Morgan, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Peter Parker and Marvel's Spider-Man. Ooh,
I got to go Kratos.
That's a deep category. You know what's crazy is that they're like all AAA, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
About this category.
So, shoot. On this
I'm
one,
with you, Ed. I'm going Kratos.
I kind of hope that it goes for Spider-Man.
Really?
I would like for it to go to
Yuri.
Spider-Man, but I would
Yeah.
probably have voted for Kratos myself.
What about Cassandra? Does she hold a candle here?
I like Cassandra way better than Alexios. Alexios annoys the crap out of me. I'm really glad
I was
going to
say, Chris, should I go for Cassandra?
I liked her a lot better. I mean, just story-wise, they basically just say the same things. It's not like one's vastly different than the other in the way that they do things, but
she's canon. Play her.
Yeah, I think Ed had said that too. Yeah, that she's canon, which I didn't know until he had mentioned that, or I didn't realize it. But yeah,
very cool.
But I've not having played Red Dead yet. Like I don't know Arthur Morgan. Like he might do great. You know, the guy who played him.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
I mean, he does a good job, but nothing has really happened that I'm like, oh my gosh, he blew me away. He sounds like a cowboy.
Let me ask you this: Am I being uppity when I feel like the NPC VO is lacking in that game?
Red Dead?
Yes. Like I feel like for some reason it feels really corny to me.
Are you playing it?
No, but I watched a bunch of Eric Thompson when he was doing his Extra Life, and I've watched Ed play it as well. And
I can see a little bit of that game because some of the clips that I've listened to and watched, it seems kind of like they're just reading right off the script. There's like no real emotion.
Yeah,
into it.
that's kind of how I felt.
Maybe it just feels a little stale.
But I didn't know if it was so much ground that they had to cover that it's like, hey, you get one shot at these lines. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, boom, 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 you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Continuing on, I'm going to go with, only because I know Christopher Judge had to do so much. He wasn't just the voice of Kratos, but, you know, obviously they motion captured a lot of it and everything like that. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kratos.
Yeah.
Best ongoing game: Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
I mean, I'm biased, so I want to say Overwatch.
Overwatch.
I think that,
I know, but even
I think
when
Fortnite's going to clean house, though.
Yeah,
I
I do
know.
too.
I just
You're
think
right,
it's too
too.
big of a juggernaut this go
Here's
round.
okay, so here's my thing.
Here's your thing.
You tell me if I'm being ridiculous.
Okay.
Mind your business. You're talking.
Exactly. Mind your business. I'm just talking here. Fortnite works like this. They have a bunch of skins
Mm-hmm.
that don't really change the game besides the way you look.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right? And then they add a bunch of stuff to the world. They have like, I don't want to say a story going on, but they have all these things, cracking the atmosphere and all these crazy things that are happening that all add to the enjoyment. It's
Yeah, like
obviously
each
free.
season or something.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
They
Something like that,
introduce
yeah.
all this stuff, which I think is amazing. But I don't know if it grows in the way Overwatch has grown in the stuff that they add.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree.
I totally agree with you. I just don't feel like that's the merits with which they're making the judgment.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna care. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
right.
I think they're looking. They basically could have just said most persistent or most played persistent online game kind of
Oh,
thing.
then it's
I feel like
Fortnite.
that's
Yeah,
what they mean, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
Okay.
totally agree with everything that you just said.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm looking at it obviously as an Overwatch noob from everything. And you guys have been playing this for 2 years, and most of the
Still
community
playing.
has and continues to play as if it just came out last week. Like there's so much enthusiasm to the game. There's like, oh man, we got to do this. Let's go. And there's so much hype still for that game that it has its longevity. I would say Overwatch, but I'm pretty sure Fortnite's going to win.
Yeah, exactly. Best narrative: Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, wow.
That is
Life is
tough.
Strange.
Really?
No,
Oh,
I've
was
not
like-
played it.
I was like,
I
what
don't
the heck?
know.
I don't remember
I
you
was just
playing
saying that.
that.
I wanted to see if I got a reaction of it.
I would say just because
Best
there are some
narrative.
really good stories in there, but I would say Detroit just for all because they had to juggle so many narratives.
That's what I was going to say. And I haven't even beat Detroit, but like when I think of that, when I zoom out, it seems like that would have been the hardest one to tackle.
Yeah. But man, those are some good that's a
Yeah.
good category right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wee. All right. Tim, Chris, you guys have votes in those?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play it, but I would think that based on what you guys have said, Detroit probably has way more scope, and there's just so many different options that the narrative itself, it kind of plays itself as you go. You know what I mean? Like the decisions you make affects that narrative, and so that might be a lot of fun for a lot of people.
Chris?
It just feels so hard for me to really say without having no play time with Red Dead. So I mean, because at the same time, like with 500,000 lines and everybody always talking about how like, man, this happened to me. Like, what, you got that, or that happened to you? I haven't even seen that, and I may never run into that kind of thing. It's like, I'm assuming some of those things have to arc and branch, probably not to the same degree that Detroit does, because that was kind of its thing. But I have to believe that there's some of that happening there as well. And I don't know.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. Best action adventure game: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. One of these things
really?
is not like the other.
Wow,
One
really?
of these things is not the same. I'm going, oof. Golly. It's a toss-up between God of War and Spider-Man for me on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked God of War, but Spider-Man, man, I mean, I can't count it as a plus as how quickly I was having fun.
Mm-hmm.
But Spider-Man has ruined me for any game I want to start this year. Like every game I've started after Spider-Man feels like, man, it's kind of starting slow. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man, you're having a lot of fun really quickly.
Yeah.
But I mean, God of War, when he gets those old school weapons out, woo,
Yeah, that was
you
awesome.
feel that coming. I mean, anybody who's played those old ones, your stomach starts grumbling like, oh, snap, here we freaking go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a toss-up. I don't know. Chris, you got to vote?
It might be a toss-up for me as well, but between God of War and AC Odyssey.
Wow. Nice.
Wow,
That is crazy.
that's awesome. I've only played one of those in the category. I loved God of War. I think it's great. I have
You
a
played
feeling
Shadow,
Red Dead-
Well, you played Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I didn't finish it though, so there's
Well.
that's a reflection of the game right there.
well, yeah, I guess that's true.
It wasn't what it's all cracked up to be. But I will say I have a feeling Red Dead will win this one.
Edward?
Yeah, it's a toss up between God of War and Spider-Man for me, and I think Spider-Man edges it out. As much as I love that first confrontation with Baldur and that amazing, incredible fight, that's kind of how I felt the entire time through Spider-Man. And
that's cool.
Man,
it's so hard because Spider-Man.
Shoot, man, it might be a 3-way tie. I don't know.
Spider-Man, because of the play, lacked downtime. What I mean by that is like, okay, you don't have nothing to do, but you can still get to swing through New York. You know what I'm saying? Where other games is like, and I'm in a boat, and I'm riding my horse, and I'm walking along. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man's like, oh, I'm doing flips in the air when I don't have anything else to do. Ugh.
Yeah.
Best action game: Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2, Forsaken, Far Cry 5, Mega Man 11.
Wow.
Ooh, I really want Far Cry 5, but I have a feeling Black Ops is going to take it.
Best action game.
I don't know. People really love Dead Cells too.
You know, it's a toss-up for me between Dead Cells and Far Cry.
Wow.
Oh, really? Okay.
And when you look at how starkly different those games are.
I know, right?
Oh, I love video games.
I think I'm going to go Far Cry. I didn't play Forsaken, but I played Destiny. I did play with the beta on Black Ops 4, and I played Far Cry 5. And I feel like out of those three, Far Cry 5 probably goes for me.
Wow. I don't even have a fight in this one. I mean, I'm with you, Chris. I played Destiny, didn't get to Far Cry, watched Ed play a bunch of Dead Cells, and then obviously been wearing out Call of Duty. Hoot. I want to say Far Cry's got to get it, though. Even though I'm really liking Black Ops, but when you think of an action game, I don't know, it's hard. All the rest of those things have stories except for Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
No,
and I feel like that kind of plays into it a little bit. Anyway. All right, here we go.
All right, no, hang on.
Okay, you got one?
Oop. Yeah, I did, but I hit the stupid scroll wheel and it left. Okay, best esports team.
Oh, I have no idea.
Australis, Cloud9, Fnatic, OG, and London Spitfire. I'm going London Spitfire.
London Spitfire, baby.
What are you going for? Yeah, right?
Aces high.
I've only heard of 3 of those. I've never heard of OG or Australis.
Yeah.
Australis. Never heard of that one. All right.
I just wanted to throw that one in for Ed.
Yep, good.
But that's also who I would vote for.
You done?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I was just joking. Callback. Just joking. It was a callback. I was just joking.
It's like the old guys over here giving me, a hard time. Jeez.
All right. Oh my gosh. Game of the year. Chris, I love you. I was totally joking. All right, here we go. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2. How glad am I that Fortnite cannot be in this category? Very glad.
I'm kind of surprised that Monster Hunter World is.
Well,
I'm not only from the amount of crazy love it got from people who are into that.
Really?
That series and everything. And even people who were trying it out for the first time ended up really falling in love with that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it had an amazing debut and has had longevity for the past NPDs that I've been talking about for the past couple months. So it's had.
I need to start paying attention to the NPD section.
There you go. I think you should.
Oh my gosh,
it's my favorite section.
What say you guys, man? I mean, some of these games are like Celeste, I think, was like a 10 out of 10 game. Red Dead, obviously, people have been giving it crazy props. Assassin's Creed is not, it's knocking in that 9 and 8 area. Monster Hunter World, same kind of thing. Ooh, that's a tough one. Game of the year.
I got to go Spider-Man.
Oh! Spider-Man. Oh,
yeah.
Gosh. All right, Chris? I know it's tough, buddy. because you love
Sounds like
Assassin's
he's about
Creed.
to say, boy.
So here's the thing.
God of War was it, right?
Yeah, God of War, from the moment I played that game and finished it, I guess, it has been my game of the year, and it's like, what's going to be able to take it off its perch?
Yes.
At the moment of everything that I've played, nothing can remove it from its perch.
Nice.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
not
There you
played
go.
Red Dead yet.
Okay.
And as much as I've really just been gushing about AC, as y'all heard me, it's not going to push God of War. Right now, God of War
Nice.
is the God of War. It's at the top for me.
Nice.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chris, because I have not played Odyssey yet. I have not played Spider-Man yet. I'm probably not going to play Red Dead, but as the games that
I'm with you,
God
Tim.
of War just was so good, and I had so much fun with that game. Yeah, I think God of War for me. It's going to be weird. Like, my game of the year, when we do our wrap up at the end of this year, it's going to be different. It's going to be pretty much based on what I enjoyed the most this year.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely going to be different than what's actually being nominated right now.
I know. That's what's so hard, because between Spider-Man and God of War, like, trying to put myself back there when I was playing God of War, it wasn't joy. You know what I'm saying? So Spider-Man was like just joy the whole time. So much so that I platinumed it. God of
Which
War
is big for you.
might have been the better game, though, as far as heart. Even though Spider-Man had heart, but God of War's got deep rooted heart.
It's got
But you
depth,
have,
too.
but you're the story guy too. So
I
which one has
know.
the better story?
Yeah,
Does
you
God
know,
of War
it's-
have the better story?
It's kind of weird that I kind of wish for more official stuff like this, like when you have the different outlets that do it, and then like more specifically here, the Game Awards. I kind of wish to some extent that they would say like, here's what we're judging here, because Game of Year to me is like, you could like when we're just sitting here spitballing, like we could easily be like, oh, it's the game that meant the most to me, or the game that I had the most enjoyment with, or the game that I spent the most time with. It's like there's so many different. We're all coming at it with our different criteria.
Of course.
I kind of wish that at least for the more official stuff like this, that it was like the game that, I don't know.
But you
some
don't want
kind
it
of
to come down to
qualifier.
a number, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what's hard. Like, that's what sucks about the Billboard Awards, is that you can know the winners before you even watch the thing, because they go by the numbers.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily mean like,
You gotta have
the
opinion in
longest
there a little
game
bit.
and the longest game necessarily. Like, I don't think you should do something like that, like you said, that's totally. But I think it should be something that's like, shoot, I don't even know how to quantify it necessarily.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, but I wish there was something. Maybe there can't be anything, and that's why there's not one.
Let's say this real quick. Looking back at winners past of Game of the Year. Last year, we had The Legend of Zelda. The year before that, we had Overwatch. The year before that, The Witcher 3. The year before that, Dragon Age Inquisition. So that gives you 3 deep games. So it kind of like, then it starts leaning towards like, oh, maybe they give it to Red Dead. But then you have that weird year where it was Overwatch. You know what I mean? And so I wonder if they look at scope as well. Because when you think of Inquisition, when you think of, some of those other games, those are long, big, ginormous games. And so it wouldn't be a surprise to me if Red Dead got it. But then it wouldn't be a surprise if Celeste got it. You know what I mean? That's a weird thing.
I guess in my head, when I'm personally doing it, to me, what I consider when I'm choosing my game of the year is not all. I mean, a big level of it goes to the one I had the most fun with. But I would say overall, my biggest criteria in my brain that I use is the one that was the most complete package. And I think that there's some games like you can absolutely say, oh, game X was way longer. It was like 200 hours over game B. But it's like, but maybe there were like 4 or 5 things that you could say about that game that were just, okay, or subpar, or they're just fine. They weren't stellar. I think the game that has the more stellars in its like list of all its achievements, to me, that's kind of where I go. And that's why I've come to God of War, because to me, it had more of those over everything else that I've played so far.
There you go. I like it. Well, that's it for us on that. Golly.
Nice.
I wouldn't even want to be in the room trying to figure out how you bring them down to 3 games.
Right?
Because you hurting feelings all over the place.
Yeah.
When are the awards?
I think they're like the 6th of December or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Usually
which are
the
you-
first weekend or so.
Are you here around then, Gabe? Or because I know you said Jenny's gone. Are you?
Jenny's gone. I'll be at the house with 3 kids trying to keep them alive.
3 kids.
Oh, I feel
Yeah.
another Gabe and Chris react coming along.
Ooh, that's right. We can do that, Bishop.
Yes.
I like
Trolling.
it. Troll them, baby. Let's troll them. Let's get to trolling. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Edward.
Yes.
Wait, do you have something for us, sir?
I do not.
Nothing. I was just playing JRPGs.
There are no new YouTube videos. There are no new iTunes comments. But I did forget to mention that I played Tetris Effect in VR.
Oh,
I picked
yeah.
that
How
up.
Oh,
was that?
nice. How was that?
It's very relaxing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I want to get back into
I-
PSVR.
It's nice. I'm really looking forward to Beat Saber next week.
Oh, me too.
And that's what's out on YouTube.
Well played, sir. Well played.
I like it. I like it. Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you guys, what is your favorite character model? That character you see and you just think, now that is freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Starting over on Twitter, at Dante's Belmont, in honor of Stan the Man and Jack Kirby, the first time I saw Magneto, I thought it was a really cool character. Excelsior forever.
There you go.
Gabriel at Gabe56 Life. My first thought went straight to Captain Pierce in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The scene in the chopper with him smoking the cigar was so cool. I gotta agree. I loved Captain Pierce. Captain Price. Sorry. Price. Captain Price. Juan Pedro Garcia. Marcus and Dom from Gears of War. I never played those games. I need to go back. Doggone. I played those. Over on Facebook, Matthew Shepard, I absolutely loved this question and spending the time reflecting on my answer. I'm going to stick with my initial gut reaction and go with, I don't know how to say this, Raziel from the Legacy of Kain series. Vincent from Final Fantasy VII and the Queen of Blades from StarCraft are the runner-ups. Dude, Legacy of Kain was something else when it came out.
I don't know that game at all.
Soul Reaver. Do you know that name? Soul
I've
Reaver.
heard of it, but I know
Yeah, I've heard of it,
nothing
but
about
I
it.
don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I just remember when it came out, I was like, oh, that's dope. Mike Doherty said, Guile, 100% America.
Ah,
Yeah, then he put USA. USA. That's funny. Brian Whetstone. For me, 2 came to mind immediately. Sephiroth and McCree. Both are from games that are at the top of their class and are iconic characters for different reasons. There's no one that matches the amount of hatred that I have for a fictional character than that Sephiroth has from Final Fantasy VII. Don't want to spoil anything for Router, but he earns the hatred because Router has to play the new Final Fantasy VII coming out.
Yeah, can't wait.
remember the Overwatch lesson.
Hey,
You may love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
Yeah, I doubt it. McCree, on the other hand, has that iconic cowboy look and attitude to match.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. If you guys want to answer the question, you can always join the Facebook group. On and popping over there. Over on Discord, Brad Kabowski, Morning Crew, he said, has to be Sora for me from the Kingdom Hearts series. Nice. Haley Joel Osment, or
Right?
whichever. Hollywood Bones.
I was meant to dump.
I don't know. I don't remember if it ends with a D or a T or Haley Joel Osment. I've always loved Shao Kahn from the Mortal Kombat games. He was a fantastic villain with his laugh and taunts like, you will never win. And that was pathetic. He is the best looking villain in any game to date, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah, with his little skirt. Arctic Warlock says the OG Explorer put a picture of Atari's Pitfall, or maybe that's from Adventure on there. Calm Fury, a lot of people said this one. Calm Fury and Eric Thompson both put Mercy from Overwatch. I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Thank you guys so much for answering the questions. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games. Come join the group. Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Of course, marriedtothegames.com, where all of our podcasts are, from the first one to the last one. If you want to come peruse the early library, dust them off. On YouTube, like Ed said, youtube.com/married to the games. On Patreon, patreon.com/MTTG. Extra Life is not officially over till the end of the year, but I'm going to bump it until I'm on there and then off there again. I'm doing it at the end of this month. extra-life.org/team/MTTG. And I will say this. Okay. I know our boy Stumpwater Jack is gonna be doing his this weekend, so I'll be stopping by his to see what's going on with him. And listen, I'm so proud of you guys. Number one, if we could just take a second here.
Yes, sir.
Last year our goal was $5,000. We talked about how I don't even know if we reached it barely. And then this year we talked about it last year, we blew past it. We're at $7,000 right now, which puts us in the top 150 teams on the internet for Extra Life this year.
Really?
That's really, really dope.
Wow.
So our goal is $7,500. You can still donate until the 31st of December. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I believe that we're going to get there. And so thank you guys so much for doing that. Ed read off the roster last week. But it's been such a cool thing watching everybody raise this money and raising a good amount of money too, man. We really, really, really appreciate it. So, and remember, you don't have to just Extra Life on Extra Life Day. If you have a day that you feel like streaming and want to tell the people to donate, you can do that. Your pages will still be live and people will still be able to give. Right now, our overall team rank is 139. So
wow, man.
Really
awesome.
Really
Great job,
cool.
you guys.
And I think it's out of like 4,000 or 5,000 teams. So
it's amazing.
That's saying a lot. It's not like, out of like 250. No, out of thousands of teams, we are ranked 139. We are so proud of you guys. Thank you so much. Not for us. Who's a fuck? For the kids.
For the kids.
That's right. And Tim.
Rate us on Icon. Oh, God. Rate us with Icon, apparently.
Rate us with an icon.
Rate us with an icon.
The smiley
Rate
face
us on
emoji.
iTunes so you can, you know what? Mind your business. I'm just talking.
Nice. There you go.
Well,
And
let's
saved.
get into some questions.
All right. You know what? I forgot to mention this before, but I know we all definitely are saying prayers for everyone out in California.
Oh, the West Coast getting
Fires
burnt
are
up, man. Doggone it.
unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
I've been seeing Instagram after Instagram of it's just blowing through
Is it
everything.
under control yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think it
I
is.
hadn't heard.
Man.
I mean, I think there are areas of containment, but once there's containment, then somewhere else there's something flares up, and then it's just it is just awful. So we are praying for you, definitely, and we're we're thinking of you, California, and it's nuts, man. I
I'm
can't
so
believe it.
sorry, Callie. God, man. Shoot.
All right. On that note, let's get into some email. Let's get into
Exactly.
Travis friggin' Nutcase. This is really good. There has been talk on previous episodes about not letting children play violent video games, also video games with lots of swearing. I always let my kids play these games, obviously not as toddlers, but even then I played them in the same room. My kids are grown up now. One just got married and is in the U.S. Air Force. They are all really good kids, well-behaved with good manners. I always felt that swearing is just part of life, whether you agree with it or not, it's around us daily. Violence, while it may not be around our exact location, it's sadly in everyone's news every single day. I feel that teaching kids right versus wrong and planting good beliefs in how we act and treat other people plays the biggest role in their behavior growing up. Just wondering your thoughts on this, different ways of parenting getting the same results. I guess in the end, it's love of a parent towards a child that's probably the most important. Dang, Travis, amen to that. I love this. I think that's a great, that's a totally different approach. It may not be the way that I'm doing it or any of us are doing it, but you're doing it, man, and it's great. And I think you're right. I think love of a parent towards a child goes a long way. If a child sees that love and definitely sees a love, just not only between parent and child, but between mom and dad as well, that goes a long way and leaves such a lasting impact. So I applaud you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I totally agree. He kind of started with the question and kind of answered it the same way I would have answered it. It's I think that's the most important thing, is what a parent's relationship to their child is, more than the outside influences.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't know exactly for my kids how they're going to deal with, my kids are still young enough that their emotions run their lives. And so if I lock them away with a very violent game, I'm not sure what that's going to do to, Remy or Amara or something like that, and how they might treat someone at school and things like that. And I've seen, and maybe it is a parenting thing, but I feel like I've seen kids that kind of like just play video games all day and what it might do to their attitude. And so I think my thing is just a little bit more preemptive on, like, it's not that that they're never going to hear cuss words or they're never going to see violent video games, but just kind of like, I'm just waiting till a little bit later. Not that that's right or wrong, or doing it earlier is right or wrong. I think it's just different strokes for different folks. But what Travis said at the end, though, is definitely the most important thing,
Same result.
Regardless of what's going on when you decide to introduce that kind of thing.
Agreed.
Yep.
And we don't know exactly when he introduced that. I mean, he said that he would play these games while his kids were in the room, and that's fine. But yeah, really good perspective there. And
great.
And,
I love that.
Yeah. And definitely his, one of his kids is in the Air Force. So thank you for your service as well, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Good one. Thank you. Discord, Fluxel, is there a game you wish you could play on your phone?
Ooh, yes. I was just thought about that the other day. I can't remember what game it was. Oh, me and Ed downloaded The Room on our phones.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, cool.
This is the first one. This is the first one I did on my phone. I've played all the other ones on the iPad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and so I was excited to have that one on my phone. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. Chris?
No, I don't really play that many on my phone, and a few that I do I think are great, like Hearthstone, which I haven't played in a while, but I always thought it was perfect on the phone. I almost preferred playing it there almost more than the iPad.
Ed?
Yeah, there aren't any games that aren't on the phone that I wish were, just because I don't feel like it would. I'd rather look at on a bigger screen than on my phone, and yeah, not really.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, I don't really have any that I'm dying to play on the phone. I mean, I like you, Chris. I love Hearthstone and obviously Clash Royale, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't need anything.
Nice.
Yep, there you go. Hollywood Bones. With Rockstar having huge success with the recent release of Red Dead Redemption 2 and the global phenomenon that is GTA 5. Phenomenon. What would you like to see Rockstar do next? Would you like to see another Grand Theft Auto, or would you like for them to do something new? If something new, what would you like to see?
I want to see another LA Noire. I want to see a sequel to it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Much.
Ooh, yes.
That's a great one,
concur. Ed. I concur. Yep.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm bad at coming up with new stuff for people to do.
Dang.
I know, right?
That's perfect, man. Like 1920s, 1930s, LA cop.
So in LA Noire, because I didn't play it, you're like a detective or something, right?
Yes.
So you're a good guy?
Yes.
Okay, so my thing, which clearly this is not every game they do, but I feel like to some extent Rockstar's MO is make a game about bad guys where you're the bad guy and they're all bad people. And I just don't really want that anymore. Or it's not that I don't want it like ever, but I mean, it's like totally throw me for a loop and make it one like about a really superhero or something. I don't know. Something that's like the polar opposite of that. Something that I'm not expecting. That's what I would like them to do. Because clearly from a technical standpoint, they're good at what they do. I mean, they're good at making open worlds. They're good at, animation. They're good at like putting all this stuff in a system that maybe makes you think like, how are they even able to run this kind of thing? They're clearly good at all that kinds of stuff, but it's like I don't need more of the GTAs right now. And I know that's going to come, but it's like, throw me for a loop. Throw me something that I'm not expecting. Don't give me another Bully or another Western where I'm evil gang or I'm these really bad people in GTA that are beating people on the streets and all. Like, give me something that's the opposite. Whatever that is. Yeah. Whatever setting you want. I just want it to be the opposite of that.
There you go.
That's good.
I like that.
I can get down with that. I can also get down with a amazing Max Payne. So.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Because I don't remember liking 3, Max Payne 3, but I loved Max Payne 1 and 2. And I only played like a second of 3 and was like, no thanks.
Yeah. I think that was the sentiment across the board, wasn't it?
I was
a
like,
lot of people were like,
Max Payne is no good, see, meh.
All right. Bad Gamer Elite, what are your predictions for loot box goodies for the Overwatch winter event other than Gabe not getting any wink?
Yeah, a terrible May skin.
Probably.
Another terrible
May. You can probably,
you can count on another terrible May skin.
Bad May skin.
And this is why I'm frustrated, because like Ash, this new girl that I think she just launched on the regular game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She's gonna have so many cool skins because she just already looks cool. And freaking poor May been here since the beginning and can't get nothing but like, it looks like everything she put her in is like a muumuu with a belt on.
Yep.
I have faith at some point they'll figure it out. They're going to bring something awesome that's going to be like, oh, that's the perfect one for her.
I just wonder what's taking so long. None of them are good. None of them.
I wouldn't say none of them are good.
What was like your favorite?
They're just not awesome.
What has been your favorite winter one? Because this will be my first winter event, which is exciting. But like at the same time, it's like winter skins. What do you got there? Like Halloween totally makes sense, and a lot of the skins are awesome. But like, what do you do for this?
They know how to come up with them. I'll tell you that.
They've done some, pretty much any idea I think of. I'm like, oh wait, they've done that. I'm like, Nutcracker. Oh wait, nope, they've done that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is going to be their third one, fourth one. Crap,
Something like that.
Sure.
I think it's the third Christmas.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a favorite necessarily that I can think of off the top of my head. Definitely not Maze. That's all I know.
There you go.
But I rocked her. I rocked her Miss Claus outfit for a long time.
There you go.
My favorite one probably, and this is just because I'm scrolling through them, is probably the Zenyatta Nutcracker one.
Yeah,
I thought that was hilarious. Ed?
I would like to see a combo of skins for Junkrat and Roadhog, where they are the Heat Miser and the Freeze Meister.
Ooh.
From those old school
oh my gosh, that's
cartoons.
Perfect. Yes.
There you go.
They call me Heat Miser. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh. Chris, did you already say?
No, but I can't think of one, because the one that I always thought would be really good was to have something Scrooge related, and they have that. So it's like, it's just kind of like Ed said, where it's like, I think it's something like, oh wait, but that already exists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they'll blow me away with something though.
Yeah, for me, I'm just looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
There you go.
I like the May snowball fight. She does have one of the best like seasonal games.
Yeah, well.
I mean, that's fun.
That is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I like the snowball fight.
Uh-huh. Anyway,
I'm glad.
all right,
I'm glad. Like for 1 month out of the year, make it something cool. This sucks.
All right, Facebook, Daniel High.
We gonna get there, man. Me and you guys ain't gonna give up on you.
That's right. Daniel High, I miss the homie Halsky. I just listened to the Bojangles episode again. Have you guys heard from him?
We text like 2 months ago, I want to say, back and forth real quick. Well, I texted him when we were doing 300, and he was like, congratulations and all this stuff. And then he texted me again, like, I want to say a month after that, or maybe 2 months after that. And we talked back and forth, but it seemed like they're happy, man. He said Rogue's getting in all kind of stuff, and they're just living it up there. And where are they?
Yeah, man.
Forget where
LA.
in California they are, yeah. Santa Monica, I think.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think they're in that area. So good for them, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't heard from him either, but I want to reach out to him and just say, hey, man, how you doing?
Yeah, what'd it do?
It'd be good. Yeah, exactly. Brian Niebel, my birthday is on the 17th. It's my last year being in my 20s. So my question is, what are you getting me for my birthday, hypothetically?
A nice fresh
Coke
band.
and a smile. Hey,
Nice fresh band.
Fresh band. No, I love that. Nice.
That's
And
Freshly
band.
wrapped, tight on the
That's right.
corners,
That's right.
tape hidden.
Big old bow. Big old band bow. I love it.
That's
good. Happy
hilarious.
birthday, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
bro.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right. Final one on Twitter at Delvin Cox. What game, if any, would you like to see get the Fallout 76 treatment? That is predominantly single player experience turned to an open world multiplayer experience.
I wouldn't mind Overwatch getting that treatment.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I think it'd be really cool to do like a story and I don't play them, but I'd love to be like Hanzo out in the wilderness, and you've got the bow and arrow, and you got to do the thing, and then like you end up running into other characters, and you guys can have interactions and things like that. I think that'd be dope.
So say the question one more time, Tim.
What game, if any, would you like to see get the Fallout 76 treatment? Predominantly single player experience that turned to an open world multiplayer experience.
Oh, you know what, too? If they mixed something with Overwatch and the way they did the South Park games where you got to create your own person. Because I think in South Park, weren't you like the new kid to town and you got to kind of make them?
Yeah.
You know, if they kind of gave you like, you know, you can have these, you know, you get to pick a character's skill set and then kind of build out what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
I think that could be really cool. Ed, you got one?
Wow, I'm trying to think. Just because so many of the games I play are already kind of open worldish, like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed. I'm trying to think of. Oh, I'm coming up blank right now.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me too to think of something that hasn't been tried. Like I could think like, something with like superheroes or whatever, because there's been, you know, like there's a Spider-Man game that's single player, but it's like, okay, so like something with the Avengers or whatever, but they've had those kinds of games. I was like, okay. So I'm kind of drawing a blank here too.
I'm going Witcher, but it would be like, because you just have a single protagonist.
Yeah, that's what makes it tough, right?
You'd have to bring in like a crew of people, or they could be beasts. I don't know. That could be kind of cool too. I don't know, but
if they did too, I'm just keep throwing out ideas, but if they did too, like something where they mixed the story mode of NBA 2K, but then brought in the gameplay of like NBA Jam, to where you were kind of like single player, but then you had to go play other squads of 3 and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, there you go.
It was really arcadey and stuff like that. That'd be fun. Or even a Fight Night. Gosh, they need to do another Fight Night game. Oh, I love those games. Jeez. EA, do a Fight Night game.
Come on.
What you waiting for? So you guys are all out?
Yeah.
I got nothing, man.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. All
Oh,
good.
you know what? What about Mass Effect?
That'd be cool.
That could work, right?
Yeah. Love that. It feels like a huge universe already. So if those were other people were real, that'd be dope.
Yep. Great question. And thank you, everybody, for all the questions. We appreciate it, as always.
Yes, we do. Okay. So I hinted at this earlier, and so you're going to know where this question is coming from. But has there ever been a game that you were playing that you hated explaining to other people because it sounded ridiculous. I've fallen prey to this during Final Fantasy VII days when I was on vacation in Florida and made the terrible decision to try to explain that game. And then obviously now playing Ni no Kuni 2, which just the title alone makes me feel silly. Have you guys ever ran into that when you were explaining a game to somebody and you're like, this sounds ridiculous? Chris?
I think when I first was trying to see if Stacy would indeed want to try Overwatch, explaining all the different characters and how they don't all do the same thing, they're all different. It's like, and like explaining like this is a defensive character, this is a healer, this is an offensive character, and what those mean.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a little like I'm surprised any of it worked.
Jerky. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's a good woman.
Uh-huh.
She tried anyway.
Yes, she did.
Edward?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty comfortable with either explaining the game to someone that's not familiar with it or kind of putting it into a parallel that they'll catch on to it a little faster. Not really.
Do you ever feel like, Ed, though, when you explain a Jackbox game, you feel like you're having to explain a lot of steps? Like, I've tried to explain Drawful or I tried to explain Patently Stupid the other day. Right. And I was like, and that was really difficult to do.
Yeah. I guess those can be, and it's not even that it's difficult to explain. I just really want to make sure everyone gets it and has fun.
Right.
But, I really don't want someone to be like, I don't want anyone to feel lost. I just want everyone to have a good time. But I don't mind explaining them or I don't dislike explaining them.
There you go. Tim?
I because I'm old school, I kind of have that luxury to just be like, if I start explaining it, I could be like, you know what? Here, just take this game and go play it. It would make more sense for me to just do that than to try and even to say something like that. So yeah, there hasn't really been a game that I've been like, well, it sounds really weird, but just play it. But I can just give them a game big. Here, try this. I think you'll like it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I remember trying to explain Drawful once, and I was like, okay, so you're looking at your phone, and they give you like something crazy to draw. And then once you get the thing, then you draw it, and then everybody sees it, and then they try to figure out what it is, and then they've got to try to figure out of the things that people try to figure out what it was, and then that was out of those, then they get points, and then you get points if they guess it. I was like, oh, man. And somebody goes, that seems like a lot of steps. And I'm like, yeah, but when you're actually playing it, it's not that many steps. It's just like trying to explain it felt like a bunch of steps. Yeah, right. Let us know, what game have you hated having to explain to somebody else, but was trying to push through anyway? Because you love it, and because you want people playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let us know. Use hashtag AnswerMTTG, and we will talk about it next week. Oh my gosh. Next week is going to be the Thanksgiving episode.
Oh.
So we will be talking about also, maybe we should do should we do a side question? Should we do a side question like a what are you thankful for? And we could talk about that on the Thanksgiving episode.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, you can't have Thanksgiving without having sides. So yeah, let's do a side.
Exactly. Thank you, Ed. Gosh, you're so smart.
Yes.
So we will do that. That'll be the side question. What are you thankful for? So I'll put both questions up at different times. They'll both be the question of the week. And we'll talk about it on the Thanksgiving episode. So good. Perfect. So good. I like it too. Thank you guys so much for listening. 320-something in the books.
22
in the books. Thank you guys so much for being here. We will holler at y'all next week. I'm Gabe Patillo. That's Tim Router. That's Ed Placencia. That's Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games, and we are up out this thing. Peace!
3, 2, 2, 2, 2,
Pump in your face. PSVR. And playing.
Gosh. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Worked Ed into a cough. Thanks a lot,
I know,
guys.
right? Too much
Well,
laughing.
you know
You
what?
done checked your mic into a cough.
We
That's
were
right.
rebuked.
I know. All right, here we go.